I read you're also a producer.
Yep.
Are you going to be doing your own production on the album?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right now it's only me and No ID.
Keep it in the house.
On the current track list we got, and then me is like probably like 85, 90% of those, or like 85% of the beats. So it's gonna be a lot of me.
Right.
Yeah. So 877 60 Hip Hop, Hip Hop Nation. We're in the studio with J.Cole. Now understand, because I'm from the South, and coming up north, I kind of felt some of the tensions of, being from the South and coming up north, and and kind of feeling some of those struggles. But seemingly, you've gotten this pass from like New York in particular.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Where other people, they recently, like the Big Crit Kid, he came to one of the shows in New York and got booed.
Get booed off the stage, yeah.
I remember OJ the Juice Man came up.
They booed Big Crit though.
Hey, just like that.
It's New York City.
Because it's New York City. Do you have you felt any of that underlying tension of this whole New York and you got to be from New York, it's the home of hip hop, yada yada yada. Have you felt from some of that backlash being from North Carolina?
Not as a rapper, like while I've been a rapper, while I've been on as a rapper and been known as a rapper, it's been nothing but love. Like it's been all embraced. Like, and I think it's because they see that, like I got a lot of influence, East Coast influence in my style. Like maybe they recognize that, and maybe that's why I get the pass or however you say it. But when I first came up here, just as a student, and people thought I was just, man, I heard it all day. I used to get in so many arguments in the barbershop, like, people just trash in the South, and, the stereotypes or whatever that we still trying to break through right now as Southern artists or whatever. But as a rapper, I received nothing but love from New York, and it's like, I think, man, you know what? I almost feel like New York artists feel like I'm a New York fans feel like I'm a New York artist for some reason.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because I kind of feel the same way with the J Electronica situation.
Yeah.
Because like he kind of gets that New York pass, because I think that New York kind of says, you know what, we're gonna bypass the fact that you were birthed in the South, but kind of like has some New York influence.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, have you kind of had to tone down your countryness a little bit, or your North Carolina-ness a little bit, just to appease
or maybe,
certain people in hip hop?
Or maybe even some of the subjects of your songs, you know what I mean?
Nah, absolutely not. I wouldn't do that anyways, but to tell you the truth, when I was back in North Carolina, and I think I heard J Electronica say some of the same things, like, yo, I was trying to rap like Nas. Like, I was trying to sound like a Tupac, or trying to sound like a J. Like, and the only real Southern rappers, of course, I loved a lot of them, but the only ones I ever tried to, like, blatantly sound like was really your Andre and a Big Boy. Like, I have mocked their styles, but the rappers that I was really trying to mock was Eminem, Cannabis, Royce 5'9", Jay-Z, Nas, and these guys all have very East Coast styles. So my accent was never really heavy. I don't know, maybe if I did have an accent, that's why when you say they booed Big Crit, I'm like, why?
Because he country.
Yeah, maybe that's why. But, I never really had that problem because my accent isn't that strong, which comes from me being 13 years old and trying to rap like Nas, or whatever the case is.
Right.
I mean, maybe that's why I get the pass. But, I feel like, man, them days is almost over anyways. Like, if you in New York and you still bashing the South, like, man, that's like,
you holding on.
Yeah, that's like still being racist, like, or blatantly racist.
Yeah, but you do know that there are other underlying currents with styles and how people. Andre didn't say the South got something to say at those Source Awards for no apparent reason. You know what I'm saying? There are those underlying issues, and I just want to know if you felt any of that, or it's like, you know what, J. Cole sounds like X, Y, Z, because you've been compared to Nas.
Mm-hmm.
How's that feel?
Nah, that's, man. Anybody say that, like, even though I know where Nas is at, legendary status, but anytime somebody compares you to a legend, you gotta feel good about yourself, even though you still got a long way to go to touch anything that he's accomplished. But you're on the right track, if somebody saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel what you're saying. Like, it exists. Like, it's almost like discussing racism openly. Like, we know this exists in hip hop. Like, but I do feel like it's slowly, because of artists like Andre and Wayne and Tip and like
Gucci Mane and a lot of people that are just breaking those type of barriers.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And I think yourself will be included. 877 60 Hip Hop got J. Cole in the building. Sarge and OQ Revue.